So this video is about starting a fire, but it's meant for only one person really, and that person is the beginner. Oh, there you go. I'm holding a fire alarm. So if you're a very beginner, odds are you're gonna make a lot of mistakes and you're gonna have smoke go up. And this is my third year and I'm still in the mistake part of it. So what I do is I disconnect the fire alarm so it doesn't go off during the beginning of the fire. Right now I'm actually going through pieces of wood, which is very old wood. I would actually say this wood was dead for years and cut down this year in little branches. One group of branches are kind of similar in length and straightness, and then another group is more miscellaneous. The miscellaneous one will be useful later, but early on you want ones that are pretty straight and pretty consistent, because you're going to make a small structure inside the fire. So it's like, a normal wall, 2 in the front, 2 on the side, and just build from there, a little fort. And of course with that fort you're going to have a lot of other stuff, so I haven't brought it to the shot yet, which is newspaper. And there hasn't been a fire in this wood stove for months. So it's 100% free of ash or heat. And you're going to need more newspaper than normal. So I'm going to have a lot of newspaper in there. Put this small pieces of wood in as well, and also add cardboard. Now, one thing with a fire is that you will need the proper protective gear. So one thing right out of the gate is you're going to need a long sleeve shirt. It doesn't have to be too thick, but it cannot be polyester or some kind of blend. The reason is I normally have a hockey jersey on the farm, and that jersey is polyester, which is great for outdoor weather, but not for fires. The reason is if there's any kind of ash. Okay, right now I'm also getting cardboard. I make the cardboard into certain small pieces that are easy to kind of put inside, and I have to go, make a collection of this cardboard. So back to the outfit. So it has to be 100% cotton for one reason. If something ever flies out, or if you ever touch with your arm or forearm the wood stove when it's hot, you want cotton because it's just going to burn through. It will not melt and attach to your skin. So any kind of plastics or polyester stuff like that could do that. So I recommend do not do this in t-shirt, because one time I did it in t-shirt and I gave myself a scar on my left arm, which is still there after years. So I recommend never do it in t-shirt, even if it's hot inside. If you're opening the wood stove, you're going to want a long sleeve cotton sweatshirt. And also, I haven't shown it yet, but this wood stove has 3 ways to measure temperature. One is for the cooking, one is for the warm-up area, but the other one, which is most important, is the one I have attached to the chimney. And that chimney will tell me if I'm in the optimum range. Okay, now I got newspaper out here. I'm actually going to crumple all of them up. You don't hear the sound of that, you're just going to hear my voice. I remove the audio from this. And yeah, I think I went through 3 or 4 papers. It may have been like 8 pieces or 9 pieces, and all of them are needed. And crumple them up, just don't throw them in as a flat. You need some air gaps when you start a fire. If you have everything nice and smooth and thin, it's not going to work. But if you have all these like crunkly things and all these places for air to go, then that's your ideal situation. Yeah, so for the fire, you want to get it to a range that is considered the best for the chimney. If it's too low or too high, it can cause issues, and long term you're going to regret it. So you basically have an area that's black, you don't want to go, and then you want to go to the white area as optimum, and then too high, hot, it goes back in the black area. And I'll get a shot of that tool. And I recommend you get this one and just put it on your chimney. But the wood stove already comes with 2 of them. Often wood stoves come with 0, but this one already comes with 2 for other reasons. Also in this video I'm wearing a hat, so if you're starting a fire, there's a good chance the house is cold. And my hat I'm wearing is not really that warm, but it's still kind of chilly in the house. It's below room temperature, which is supposed to be between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, I do not know what that is actually, but in Canada it's 18 to 22 is considered room temperature. Okay, right now I'm just getting a match. So this match is different from a regular match. It's a long stick. So it's specifically designed for a wood stove. You would take this long stick and you can go deeper into the wood stove to start a fire versus a small little match or even a lighter. It's too close to your finger, and therefore it's a chance of hurting yourself. What else do we have on a wood stove? We also have something called, I think, a vent or a damper. I think it's called damper. And every wood stove has this damper. So they recommend when you start the fire, have it 100% open. Then as things are roaring, take the damper down to like 70% closed. Okay, there you go. I'm identifying the places to measure temperature and how I do it. you have to visually be able to see it when you're starting a fire. And yeah, so when it gets, oh, there you go. I have also something knee pads. So every firewood stove needs to be on a hearth, and the hearth has to be okay. Now I'm actually opening it up. Let's go through this process. So first step I'm probably going to do is build the little fort. So yeah, 2 sticks one way, vertical, and then the other 2 sticks horizontal, just like a simple little square. And I think I even add, yeah, I do. I go and grab toilet paper rolls. Those are cardboard. And for the next couple rows, I will add, I think, 8 rolls of cardboard and put it into between the stick so to add it. It's almost like making a hot dog bun for your fire beginning. And the cardboard helps. Cardboard's like softwood. It's very, I don't have softwood on me right now. And it helps get the fire going because it's a mixture of different things burning. Also, it has a little bit of toilet paper still left on it, and that's like newspaper. So 3 different things that can go on fire at a different pace. You want that kind of combo to start. You need everyone to kind of help and push in the right direction. And I forgot where I was in the earlier storytelling. Oh yeah, hat. So yeah, you need a hat. I recommend it. Right now you have my sleeves rolled up. When this fire is going, I do not recommend sleeves rolled up. Always have them down. And also later on in the shot, you will see that I have gloves on. These gloves are meant for wood stoves, or you can get welding gloves. And I recommend, oh, there you go, another toilet paper. I think I did every toilet paper on every second level to kind of spread it out. Welding gloves are great. You can, because of that, you can hold a piece of wood, you can push, you can go much deeper into the fire. Of course, you have to have other pokers and stuff like that to push things around. But in the beginning, you don't really push it around that much. You have to often reach in and do stuff. And you can see how often I'm leaning into the wood stove. It's not really good for your back. That's why you don't want to spend hours starting a fire. You want to kind of get it going in the first hour, maybe. Ideally, you can get it faster than an hour, but I've had times it's taken me an hour to get things up. Okay, there you go. Now I'm adding all those newspaper that crumpled. I'm crumpling them. Basically, I'm going to fill up the wood stove with this crumpled paper. Again, not too extreme where you're stuffing it. But you're kind of like filling it up because you want to have air gaps, but also all this burning material to get the fire going. After these crumpled up pieces, you're going to see me throwing in cardboard pieces. Again, all ripped up. I try to get cardboard with no dye on it, so they're just traditional brown. And of course, if I find plastic taped onto it, there you go, cardboard's in next. Spreading things around, trying to find, it's like cooking, right? You got to mix the ingredients in. There's so many different little ingredients you have to put in the fire to get it going, and I'm slowly putting them in. Before I used to stuff things, and my gosh, you stuff it up to the max, it doesn't happen. But if you kind of semi-stuff it, just have it kind of busy. Okay, next is the match. So this lighter is a brand new lighter, and I'm actually struggling to get it going. I also notice I always use my right hand to start a lighter. It's best to learn to be able to start it on both your right and left in case you get an injury on your right thumb. You want to be able to start a fire with your left thumb as well. There you go. So now I'm poking one corner with a little bit of flame, another corner with a little flame. Of course, at the lower parts because the flame will rise. So I'm trying to start the bottom parts, and that looks like it's going. So I better quickly close it. Now, as you saw, when I closed it, I did not close it 100%. I would say it's closed like 95%. There's this okay. I'm also setting a timer right now. So I have this rule where I try to say I need 1 hour to get the fire going, and if I don't have it going in an hour, then I've really screwed up as a person starting a fire. So I start the timer so I can track myself. And again, that little crack is very small. I would say like 5% or 3% of the total opening. And the crack helps because it creates this. Okay, I'm also cleaning the top of the stove just in case there's dust or something that was there before. I don't remember what was there. Just cleaning it up. Right now the damper is 100% open. Small little crack. And now I'm just going to like watch the fire. And I would say this really does require your attention. You can't like walk away. You can't really multitask. You have to have your eyes on it and just to observe how things are going, because it's like, say you're in an airplane. Lift off and landing is the hardest time to be in an airplane as a pilot. And I would say that's the same with the fire. The beginning of the fire is like lift off or landing. You have to be 100% paying attention to every little detail and make sure if it needs help, you help it. Either it needs more air coming in, you got to open it more, get some rushing in, or whatever. Actually, there you go. So the fire just caught something in the back, and now it's going better. Because it started good, then it went down a little bit, and it makes you nervous. Like, is it going to end? Because it has end on me. but now it came back up again. If the fire ever does end on you, don't worry about it. What you do is let it finish. Everything's now kind of pre-warmed in a way. Grab some more, newspaper, cardboard, little pieces of paper. I mean, little branches, kindling wood, and put them in again and start it up again. And you'll notice the second time starting it goes better than the first time because everything's kind of already been ashed up. Right now, this fire was started at 0. I didn't have anything inside. It has not been on for months, so it was not in a good state. Again, if I start a fire tomorrow, it'll probably be easier if things are already kind of there waiting. I see more burning now happening. Yeah, this is a very good sign. So it looks like this first attempt is going to be a success. It's not going to be embarrassing where I have to say, start from the beginning again. But if you do need to start from the beginning again, if it's dead at this point, at 11-minute mark, or close to the 11-minute mark, if it's already over, just start from the beginning again, leave everything in, just add the cardboard, add the newspaper, add the little bit of stuff, and then put the match in again and put the fire going. Yep, I would say this is going good. What else to talk about fires? Yeah, I'm 100% a beginner at this. My whole life it was like, normal suburban or urban living. You press a button and there's heat. You press another button, there's air conditioning. You press another button, you get the wood stove going. I mean, you get a stove going. In fires is different. Getting it going is not easy. You can even cook on these, which is amazing. It's a dual purpose tool using the same source of energy, which is wood. And yeah, I think I might have run out of things to say. I can take a pause. So earlier I had knee pads, which I'm not using right now. I think I bought the knee pads in a dollar store or someplace cheap, not anything professional, like Canadian Tire or whatever like that, a hardware store. I think it was just in a cheap place. And the knee pads are very useful because all the wood stoves have to be on hearths, and hearths have to be a certain material to make sure you're not going to have a house fire. But that material is not very comfortable to kind of lean your body up against. So often when I'm doing stuff with the wood stove, I'm putting both my knees down, reaching with my hands, and as my knees are down, it starts kind of wear and tear, especially if you're doing this every day. Again, you're starting a fire once a day, but it kind of wear and tears on your skin. And I realized having knee pads really helps to avoid that kind of physical damage. And again, if you're doing it for months, you're going to appreciate having knee pads. Okay, so it looks like I'm checking on the temperature of the wood stove because it's been going on for a while. It should be at a decent number. I think I will signal to the camera what the temperature is, which I haven't. So if I haven't signaled, it means it's not really moved. I think it starts at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So if the wood stove has not reached 100 degrees Fahrenheit, you won't see anything. Also, the hearth that your wood stove is sitting on, in Canada, it has to be WETT. It means something. I don't remember what each letter represents, what word it means. But we call it wet certified. So WET is wet, but the terminology for us is WETT for the official thing in Ontario, Canada. And you have to have it certified or you can't get home insurance because it's considered dangerous to have the firewood going in a home because it can burn down, and then it says, well, who did this? It's like effectively they'll call it arson. They won't call it accidental. It says, well, you didn't have it certified. You're not allowed to have it on. And we had to get a hearth installed, and it's very heavy. The wood stove is heavier, so now you have two heavy things in your place. You got to make sure you have strong foundation to take wood stoves. We're in the country, so these places were built for this. If you're in a place that's more flimsy, maybe it can't take a big wood stove. You get a small little one. That's something that's easier to manage. If you get a flat top, though, what's great about the flat top is you can cook on it. So if you try to go for something that's less fancy looking and more useful, it can be a multiple tool. So right now, I just rolled in my sleeves and I rolled them back down. So you can see 3 years in, I'm still making these simple mistakes, thinking it's smart to roll up your sleeves when it is not. It's the opposite. I got the gloves on and I had one simple stick, but this stick is a little bit bigger than the ones I've added earlier. And I actually haven't opened this since we started. So I think we're like 14 minutes in, and I haven't opened it until now. And I'm adding the bigger sticks, no cardboard at this point, no newspaper, just a little bit larger sticks. If I put a huge log in right now, it could kill the fire. So you have to slowly increase the size of the sticks. Okay, now I'm closing it. And I don't know visually if you saw smoke come out, but I'm pretty sure I just did. And I'm actually going over to the door, which is right in the room. Not a window, literally a door to outside. And I opened it to let the smoke get out because you got to give the smoke a chance to get out. Now, you are defeating the purpose of a fire, which is... Oh. The fire now is at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside the wood stove, it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But again, it's a cold winter day, opening the door to a room, that's really bad, right? You're going to send all the cold air in. But what's worse is to have the smoke and ash inside your house. You don't want it in the house. You want to open that door. You want to immediately get it out of the house. And believe it or not, the fresh air from outside helps the fire. So by doing this, you're actually helping the fire by giving this fresh bit of oxygen to keep going. So until you feel safe, like the smoke is gone, ash is gone, which I haven't closed it yet, leave it open for a little bit. Again, the only time you can't leave it open like I just did, which is if there's a crazy storm happening. If you have a crazy storm, blizzard, something, you can't do this. So you should start a fire before the blizzard. But right now we have nothing going on outside, nothing dangerous, and therefore I'm leaving it open. Of course, it's winter time or getting fall. We don't have any bugs coming in. If this is middle of summer, you have some bugs going, oh, let's go inside the house now. But because of the temperature, no one's trying to get inside. We're just letting the door be open to help the fire go, as well as help the place not get too ashy. Above me, I have a fan, which you have to switch from summer mode to winter mode. Okay, close the door now. So it wasn't open for too long. I closed it. The fan you turn on and let it go in the opposite direction. Instead of pushing down air, you want it going up, and that helps circulate the air in the fire. Also, I just realized on the fire itself, I forgot to include a fan. There's these little fans you can get, and they will spin. And maybe I'll show you a picture of it, what it looks like. And the thing, okay, now I'm getting bigger pieces. So I got feeling better about where the fire's at. The small kindling pieces, I'm stopping using them, and now I'm going to the larger pieces. Not huge, just a little bit larger. Again, very dry wood. It has not been rained on for a while. It probably been dead for a while, dried out, and now I'm adding those 4 in the same way as I had the small ones, like making a little building, right? 2 go horizontal, 2 go vertical, or perpendicular to each other. I'm using the word horizontal, vertical wrong. All of them are horizontal. Nothing. Oh, there you go. I'm also adding bark. So by accident, I found some bark, and I realized bark is really good. It's in between like softwood and newspaper. It just helps things going. So if you find bark, use it at this point just to get all the fire excited. Yeah, so there's these little fans you can have. I totally did not install it. This is my first fire of the year. Okay, I had some smoke issue again. I just opened that door again to make sure the smoke gets out. So even though the fire is at a good spot, I'm doing better, I'm getting excited, I'm still opening the door because I saw the ash or the smoke coming up, and I'm like, I can't have it. So the door is actually open right now. These little fans you should get, I recommend to get a decent brand. It's supposed to last for a long time. You might have to replace the motor on it, but it seems pretty good, and we use them. But I forgot to bring it, so I will bring it next time. You won't see it in the video, though. It's going to be a B-roll shot. Okay, there you go. I opened the door a little bit. I felt the thing was too closed. And now I just closed the main door in the room. So now the place is closed up again. Actually, just so you know, this whole time this fire is going, there is a small crack in one of the windows in this room. So the whole time there's always been a small crack, just going to get circulation of air going. And the door was opening as an emergency, but now it's closed again. And things are going well. You can see those 4 tools you have there. We have one tool as a poker, one tool collects ash, another one is a broom, and the other one is where you can actually grab. So you need, almost every firewood stove has these little kits beside them. We bought this one, I think, on Amazon. I don't remember exactly, but you know, it's standard. You need one of these things to kind of manipulate a fire. Wow, the fire looks very good right now. What I can tell, it's kind of roaring there. Also, the wood stove, I just noticed the glass has a reflection. There's a little box there. That box is the chimney cleaner we just used recently to make sure the chimney's 100% clean. So it's recommended by locals after the fire season's over. Oh, looks like I was hungry. So I brought some rice and soy sauce to eat, mainly because I'm sitting there doing work, but then I start getting hungry, but I know I can't really leave and make a meal. So I did the fastest thing possible. I threw some rice down that was already cooked in the rice cooker, threw some soy sauce, grabbed the fork, and started eating it, just to kind of keep my stomach with something versus having zero in my stomach and distracted with food. Oh my gosh, the fire's really roaring. So yeah, a second ago there was a box of chimney cleaning. It's recommended you clean twice a year. So when the season's over, go and clean it, and right before the season starts, clean it again. And it is, if you don't do this, you're gonna have a problem in a couple of years. And if it gets so clogged up, there's no air going up, and it just goes pushed into the house. So on top of it doesn't heat the house, you actually have a hazard. You can die. Smoke is like a car exhaust. You can't be breathing that in. They say most people who die in fires, oh my, wow, the fire is really roaring now. So this must be a good number. I should update what the Fahrenheit is in the on the wood stove, because this is like roaring the most, and I think we're in 20-minute mark. This is a really good spot to be at 20 minutes. If the fire is roaring like this at 20 minutes, a lot of things have worked to your advantage, including the wind outside. If there's some wind outside, it kind of helps the current going inside the fire with the wind pulling the air away. Okay, we're going to find out the level of Fahrenheit here. It is, okay, based on my numbering system, I don't think I had a good system here, but it's 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So before I gave you an update at 100 Fahrenheit, which is decent, but now we're at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And again, we wanted to get to the 300 range or the white range. I always just wait for 300 to say I feel like I've done a good job. But until you get to white, you're actually still in a bad spot right now in terms of building up corrosive things on the chimney. So you don't want to do that. And yeah, also when you're cleaning the chimney, your brusher has to be a right one. So we have a metal chimney, and to clean a metal chimney, they say you have to use a plastic brush. So there you go. You can see the box again in reflection. If you use a metal one, it will deteriorate the chimney. So I don't know what situations you can use a metal brush. But right now for ours, it has very specific rules. There's a warranty on the chimney, but the warranty says it must be maintained with a plastic brush. Okay, I'm grabbing some more pieces of wood. Again, the same size I put in before. I'm grabbing more of them, and it looks like I'm going to do it again. Yeah, welding gloves are on. This time I'm smart enough not to roll up my glove. I just gave myself some information, and I don't know what it meant. Oh my gosh. I did 120. So it's 120 degrees Fahrenheit? Maybe it's not 150. I thought it was 150. So we might be at 120 degrees Fahrenheit, not 150. Okay, this is very important. At this minute mark now, so I just closed okay, I'm giving an update. The temperature inside the wood stove is at 270, which is very, very good. But right now, the damper just got closed. So at a 22-minute mark, instead of being at 100% open, it's now down to 70% closed. So only a little bit open. Okay, now I'm also opening it again wearing the gloves, sticking the pieces in. My hands are too gentle. So I've seen people with country people, they didn't wear gloves when they do this. They're so tough with their skin, they can just handle the fire and the flames. But I cannot, so I use welding gloves. I put in 4 pieces. Again, okay, I'm also opening the door again to make sure any of that smoke just came out of there. You can't see it on camera for some reason, but in person I saw the smoke. Open the door, let the air do its thing again. And again, 270 is very good. The number you want to hit is 300. At 300 mark, I would say I'm pretty much done. And right now we're at 270. It's going in the right direction, letting it air out. Walking in front of the camera for some reason. I must have been talking about something. Happy with my work. The fire is very roaring. That is a lot of flames going on right there. So this is what I'm calling success. So as you saw, the pieces I used, I was still using relatively small pieces. There are much bigger pieces in the corner that I have not put in. Okay, I just closed the French door. So I must be happy with the smoke is gone. Closed the door, 100% closed. Yeah, at this point, it's required the least amount of intervention. The fire is going very well, and I'm like really walking away from it. I'm not even focusing on the fire anymore. Yeah. At this point, I think it's going to hit the white area or the 300 without any more intervention. I think the little crack in the corner is enough for it to, and also all the wood that's inside, all the heat that's inside, all the flames inside. It's going to get there. Okay, I'm getting 4 more the medium-sized pieces here of wood. So maybe I'm intervening. Yeah, okay, I'm intervening again. I was wrong. I thought it would get there by itself, but it looks like I'm going to do intervention again. Add some more wood. Oh, I'm making a change. So something was wrong, and I have to now fix it. This little tool here, it's like a 2-handed tool. You can go and pick something up and push it in the back, readjust things, pushing everything backwards because you don't want everything to fall forward and fall into your hearth, which has happened many times. We don't have it on camera, but it has happened. That's why you have to kind of be around a fire. It requires your full attention at this point. You can't just walk away. Yeah, so I didn't add any pieces. I just pushed something back. It looks like the fire responded well by it liking the air gap that it might have created by pushing that piece back to the back of the fire wood stove here. Okay, looks like I am 100% happy. I've taken all the little kindling pieces, all that stuff that I was using to get things going. I'm putting them away. I basically don't need them anymore. You just need the kindling to start. You need newspaper to start. You need cardboard to start. After that, you just start adding bigger pieces. So right now I haven't added a big piece yet. Okay, I just adjusted the gap of air. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done at this point. Let's see what I signal to myself what the temperature is at. So I'm trying to get into the white range. And then when you're in the white range, you're getting close to 300. White's already good, but I want to hit 300 to know. Okay, I don't know what that was. I must have dropped a piece outside this whole time. I opened it quick, threw it in, closed it. Apparently there was no smoke. Okay, I'm checking my timer to see how far I am in the progress. So there I go, I'm saying 19 minutes. Since the beginning of the fire, it's been 19 minutes, and it looks like I'm at, I'm in the white range. I think it's in the white range right now at 20 minutes into the fire. This is one of my more successful ones. It's taken me one time an hour to get to this point. So the fact this took 20 minutes, it means I'm finally learning my third year of starting fires on how to get it going. In fact, I may be using this video down the road to remind myself how to do a fire. You know, if I haven't done it in months, sit down, watch this video, and just kind of remind myself, this is how you get a fire going. And then you can start doing a fire again. And then all year, you're pretty much just rolling with momentum. But then when you stop in May, you kind of lose that momentum, right? And you go back to not needing a wood stove. Yeah, that fire looks really good. I'm still looking though. I think I haven't hit 300 yet. That's why I'm still checking. Oh, it's official. 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The fire has hit the level I wanted. Success!